The Static Configuration Studio automates command line changes or static configurations to one or more devices. This enables network administrators and engineers to make configuration changes not provided by existing studios. The Static Configuration Studio can also reconcile any changes done to the device directly via the CLI, bringing the running configuration in line with the design configuration. When using the Static Configuration Studio, there are several concepts the user should be familiar with. For example, configlets are simply EOS commands written by a user and are synonymous with static configuration. A container stores and assigns configlets to devices belonging to the container via a container tag. The container tree is a logical hierarchy of containers designed to manage how configlets are assigned to devices. And finally, the library is a repository of user-created configlets that can be edited and assigned to devices. Let's take a look at the Studio in action. From the main Studios page, click the Static Configuration Studio card to open it. Under the Overview tab, we can view the container tree and the hierarchy of containers enclosing our devices. Clicking in the Configlet library allows us to view all the user-created configlets, which can be applied to devices via containers. Opening a configlet lets us view the commands that will be applied when it's applied to a container of devices. Note that I can modify the commands here as necessary, as well as create a duplicate of the configlet. Let's return to the Overview tab and use the Studio to modify the time zone on the San Francisco campus from Central to Pacific. First, we'll create a workspace to pre-stage the changes. And under Container Assignments, I'll choose a configlet from the library that sets the time to the US Pacific. The Pacific Time Zone configlet now appears as a tab on the San Francisco campus container. Due to the specified order in which the configlets would be applied, the time zone will be set to Pacific. As the Central Time Zone configlet is unnecessary, it should be unassigned. Now we can review and validate the workspace as well as the proposed changes with the 4 devices where the change will be applied. After submitting the workspace, we can review, approve, and execute the change control. CloudVision now applies the configuration change to the 4 devices in the San Francisco campus container. Once complete, we can return to the Studio and select the San Francisco container and verify that the Pacific Time Zone configlet has been applied. We also use the Static Config Studio when we want to incorporate a change made with the CLI into the design configuration maintained by CloudVision. The Studio can automatically reconcile this change and incorporate it into the data lake.